we going? I think we're live.
All right.
Jordan is trying.
We're going.
Hey, sorry, boys.
We're about to say screw him. He's not here. We're gonna just do it without him.
I know I'm pissed at myself, but
we're live.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we're immediately live and into it. There's no more like small talk before the meeting. So
yeah, good to see you guys too. Sorry.
Well, all right. So yeah, how's things been?
Stressful. Always stressful, but I'm sure you guys have a bit more stress with your big meetings, though.
Yeah. I had the meeting in Ottawa. It went promising. We've got another meeting now on the 28th with a senator. I don't know if you saw that email today, Theron. They just sent that over like a few hours ago.
I did. That's the one that Nancy Green hooked us up with.
Yeah. So we got that. They're going to look at the regulation. We put together like a list of like, look, these are the regulations that are stopping us from doing hybrid. And they're like, okay, we're going to work. So things are actually in motion. They seem to be moving ahead.
Mm-hmm. It is good to see.
Yeah,
I was just watching on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, we're just back to doing this now. Just back to stepping on each other's toes. No, it's just good to see when you guys were there. Like everything, like looked really professional. The videos you linked up, like it's being taken very seriously, and that's really good to see. Especially, I'm sure our fans want to see that too. Us being taken seriously in the nation's capital. So.
Yeah, and I mean it was kind of cool. Mel stopped by yesterday. Mel Arnold, he's our member of parliament. He stopped by the other guy, Tom. Man, I'm terrible with last names. But we had two members of parliament stop by the shop yesterday, and they said if we're building trucks here, that they're going to bring us a Canadian flag. They noticed that they went and watched some of our videos and noticed we had the Canadian flag hanging up in the shop. And they're like, hey, your new shop you're building needs a Canadian flag. So they personally drove out here. From Calgary and then our local riding in order to just bring us a official Canadian government Canadian flag.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Show some appreciation.
Yeah. The member of parliament went and hopped in one of the Zoom booms or the man lifts and like rode the man lift up and like hung it from the rafters. So that's kind of cool.
Nice. Didn't do any crane excavator keg stands, I hope, but
no shenanigans.
No shenanigans is good.
Yeah, and I mean the trucks are coming along well. They're working, and they just had the generator fired up, so I'm not sure they had it running, then they had it not. So we got the programmer from the company that does the batteries. They're still having a bit of problems with the CCS charging port to like plug it in. It goes in, it charges, and it goes on for like 2 minutes, and it kicks out. And now they're trying to figure out why is the computer from their thing. So the manufacturer sent one of their technicians over. They've been going through it for the last few days, but generators fired up and all that's going. And now the test track is, as soon as Spencer gets out of the way here, we'll be, which I think he's out of the way now. So we'll hopefully tomorrow take the truck out and start doing some laps around the track.
Well, that'd be exciting. So the truck you're taking out, it's you're putting it on the test track. We're good to see it rolling around. Are you gonna take it easy tomorrow or let it buck?
Yeah. No, we're gonna be taking it real easy to start with. Just thunders it at 80, 90. We got to increase the bank angle. Like I can, with a loaded truck, we're doing like 75, 80, and I really, really want to be able to do 100.
No, it'd be exciting to see it on the track and see it going. That track, okay, I'm assuming with liability and everything, we have to be very respectful of it and can't do anything crazy. But have you guys been testing out the track?
Been testing out the track. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we rip our vehicles around it. It's pretty fun, pretty smooth. You can kind of drift the corners a little bit at 100.
I mean, you can even say it. It's a private track. I can haul ass. I
guess it is a private track. Yeah,
but like we can do whatever we want on the private track.
Nice. The Duramax was sideways there, or what?
A little bit, yeah. It's been a little loose. It could use a little bit packing, but it's getting pretty cold there now too. It was like -7 overnight. The other day I wasn't here. I'm in Atlanta right now. It's freaking hot. It's like 30 degrees. I'm sweating. But apparently, Chase, two people's houses, the pipes froze on it.
Yeah, at least.
Oh no, not good.
Yeah, and we've been having some issues with temperature. Like I screwed it up, and I put way too much wood in the wood stove because I thought it was gonna be colder, and I woke up just like sweating in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
So like I was way too hot, and then the other cabins that didn't put in a wood stove, like idiots, were way too cold.
I was on a camping trip this spring, and I brought my own heater and generator for a personal tent, and the other guys didn't for a 6-man full, and they woke up freezing. And I was like, guys, I was so hot last night. I was sweating. It was so uncomfortable. And they were freezing. They're like, you son of a bitch.
Like, hey, I thought ahead, and I'm like, hey, it's probably going to be cold in the Rocky
Mhm.
Mountains in winter. I should probably put in a stove well ahead of winter.
Exactly. I just seen in the chat here, someone said bury the pipes. Why? So just like the pipes coming out of the building that aren't buried and exposed, those ones are frozen up, or what
Yeah,
is
the like the pipes in the house.
Mm.
Oh, we had another frustrating thing. We still don't have electricity here, so that sucks.
Why? What is the delay there?
Oh my god, BC Hydro sucks. Like,
Mantle Line's
so
not great
it's
either.
been like a 6-month process of like filing a plan, getting a contractor to then finding a contractor, and then the contractor has to sign off on the plan, then send the plan to BC Hydro, and then BC Hydro approves a plan after like 2 months. Then they send the person out to site to inspect what's going on with poles and all that. They inspect the poles, they inspect the thing, and they're like, hey, this tree is too close to the power line. You got to remove these trees. Remove the trees, send them the picture. Takes another month to do that. Then they're like, okay, we see that you removed the trees. Okay, send it. Another guy back. Then we install the utilities, install the underground line, and then we show that all that's installed. And then they then send over the part. They had to wait for a part. Then they came out today to install the meter. And they're like, after like 6 months of waiting, they're like, okay, we're going to be out there. So we have the power poles installed. We have the lines going to the poles. And then we have all the lines from where the meter goes all the way to the cabins. It's all ran to every cabin. Then they're like, okay, we will be there to install the meter. They go in and they put the meter on. They put the 4 bolts on. They're like, okay, we've installed the meter. And you're like, are you going to connect the meter? They're like, no, but we have installed the meter on the pole. So you now can make another appointment for the guy to come back and connect the meter to the pole. And you're like, it's fucking 6
that's
feet up you
ridiculous.
need to go. Like 3 lines down, connect up. You're like, the guy that installs the fucking meter isn't the same guy. Like, why don't you travel together? Carpool takes 20 minutes to install the fucking, like, it took him like 20 minutes to install the fucking meter.
That's
It
such
took
a
another
tease
20 minutes
too.
to connect the thing. Oh,
like you guys are freezing right now, and there's power to the building, and you're just like, oh,
and there's power all the way, and the meter is sitting there, and there's like 3 lines that they need to connect, but they're like, nope, that's a different guy that does that.
Yeah, that's a tease. That's not very fun.
Yeah, so we're all still living without power. I'm pretty sure Theron's wife was ready to like cry today when she found out that it was
Isn't
like
she
going to be
from-
another.
Isn't she Russian? Shouldn't she be like, this is like back home? Like,
No, she's Czech. They're civilized.
Man, I'll tell her you called her Russian and we'll see what she says.
Please don't. Please don't. As you said that, I remembered how much she does not like that, and I forgot.
No, they have power in check, and she's very used to it, and she's very disappointed because she keeps getting these kind of promises, and then it doesn't work. And we have a 4-year-old, and we don't have like necessities, and it's getting dark early, and it's cold, and it's a struggle for sure.
Man,
we even tried to bring the generator. Like, well, like we were gonna think about Carl. We're like, oh, we could roll Carl over, or Topsy or something. Bring that over.
Coyote just said, why not use Topsy? He just said that in the chat. Why not use Topsy?
That's a good point. Like we even asked the electricians that, and they're like, no, if you connect a generator, then it's a totally different system plan, and you have to restart the process with BC Hydro because the plan you submitted didn't have a generator in the plan. You're like, okay, can we hook this up? And you're like, also, your amperage is high enough, and they're like, those trucks are 3-phase, and your housing is single phase, like 110 system, and the generators put out 480, so you can't like fuck's sakes. And literally, like, can we put in a single phase generator? Like, I will run and go buy a propane generator, a little diesel generator, and they're like, nope, that would be a new plan, and we can't install that.
That is annoying. I have a horror power story of my own. It's not as bad as what you guys are going through, but my brother's working on a new farmyard right now, a new cattle yard for himself, and it had power But to keep power going on a yard you don't use for the Manitoba Hydro, you have to pay $10 a month to keep it like your account active. That's it. $10 a month. And it'll stay active. And then whenever you need, or if they need to upgrade anything, they go back and do it. It's actually not a horrible system here in Manitoba. The guy who owned the yard before us hadn't been using it for a couple of years. So instead of the $10 a month, deactivated it, sold it off. Now we bought it. And to put power back in is going to be like $17,000 total. And it was like, you couldn't do the $10 a month for a couple of years. Like you could have $240. And yeah, it was a big sales factor. It was pricey.
That's why we had to like disconnect a bunch of. So we have a bunch of power lines on our property that are ours, and we had to end up going and disconnecting them, like because they're in the middle of the. Well, we got to take down part of the old shop, and the old shop's got to come down anyway. So like, we have a bunch of power lines going to nowhere. I'm like, let's just cut the lines, and we'll rip those poles out. They're in the middle of our test track. Yeah. And like he told us, he's like, you should leave one private line, because if you disconnect all of your private lines, BC Hydro will almost never like give you private lines again. And when you have private lines, you can do whatever you want on your own property. He's like, just leave one pole, or else if you completely remove it, you never get it back. But as long as you have one pole that's hooked up, you're good to keep all your poles.
Good. Keep them. So someone in the chat just put 17K is not bad. I don't think that's horrible, but it's also one strand to one pole. That's pretty expensive. So
I think
that's pretty cool. That's Cody. Like, Cody's in the, that's Cody in the WhatsApp group chat. And if you look, he's got a cool E by his thing. I've set it so that memberships now, like depending on if you're there for a year or 2 years, 3 years. And Cody has like the longest membership E there, which is pretty sweet. It's our newly trademarked Edison E.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so, I can't see that on my end. Nobody's got an E on my end.
Oh yeah, I'm on the YouTube one. I'm trying to figure out how to gift memberships. It's my homework from the YouTube guy. And so that's why I'm like,
of that, you were distracted. There. That's a cool update there. And how did everything go down at the YouTube headquarters?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta right now, and I fly out tomorrow. And it was cool. Google gave us an invite. It's an invite-only event to this Atlanta creator thing. And they've had it before, but they were like, you apply to go. But this was an invite-only, and it wasn't just like a collective group of creators talking, which they usually are. YouTube does. Like, man, that looks awful. This one was like, we did workshops, we did Q&A. They did like, there were out of 100 of us, 7 of us got an invite to the private tour of Google's headquarters, and we were one of them. And so I walked through YouTube, Google's whole building there, and it is kind of like how I'd heard like Facebook is just next level. There are restaurants, there's baristas on every floor, there's like all these fun things like basketball hoops, and there's a jam studio, and there's a bar. They have a happy hour Thursdays for their employees, and it's all free. And you can use it just as much as you want to work. And you don't have to work in your office. You can just go to like this crazy themed room with like, that's just a wild, extravagant room with like couches and pillows. And you just like hang out there and with your laptop, and that's where you work for the day or whatever.
How do they get anything done?
Right.
Like,
they probably don't.
Compared to the Edison office, which we just removed everybody in there because people were in that little $10,000 Chinese building that has no insulation. So we just moved everyone, like compared to the Google office. Like that is now. I'm terrible at naming this. That's all of the engineers are now up here.
It's looking better.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that was neat. But then I got to go in the workshops, and we talked about like all the nerdy YouTube stuff. They told us about new features that are coming that we weren't allowed to film. So I know new stuff coming to YouTube, and now through there I make connections, and so we're going to get features before they're released. They're going to test them on us. And also, I'm going to now have a person where I can bounce content off. Like we have a video coming out probably next week. And hopefully, actually, rewind. I'm not even going to touch that anymore, so don't give away. But NDA. Anyway, like we've had risky content that we're like, man, are we going to get flagged for that? And I was there with the guy like in charge of it. He deals with nudity, violence, porn, firearms and this. And so I showed him a clip. I was like, hey, can I post that? And he's like, he just loves that stuff too. Like, he's like, not like, oh, this is awful stuff. He's like, how can we get stuff like this like approved, but like without violating any policies? And so then he told me, oh yeah, we can put that. We just have to blur it out. I'm like, okay, well, fair.
Just like Chase naked on the stream.
Yeah, just like that. That's a good example.
Yeah, I can't believe that they let that one fly, actually.
I was very surprised. I clicked it up and like I always tell my parents like how professional things are over here. And then I'm like, but sometimes you see stuff like this.
So every once in a while. Like, and that one was not even like, it wasn't even scripted. Like, that one was not planned. Theron just like literally just burst in.
I was supposed to come and I did, and we filmed it, and then I left, and then Tate's like, hey, what if we try it a different way? And then I'm like, how long? I'll be 5 minutes. And then he's like, okay, I'll be in the shower. So I show up, I hear the shower going. And then I guess he forgot something, and he wasn't expecting me to get there so fast. So then I ran out, and he legitimately was like streaking across the thing unintended. I caught him.
Are we ready to go?
That was so.
Yeah. Come get me. No, come get me when you're ready.
Okay. What I will be doing tonight will be hopefully.
So what's happened there is the guys are just fired up the generator, and they're probably going to be driving the undisclosed truck pretty quick here, like tonight, tomorrow. And I'm in Atlanta, so I'm going to miss it. So
no, it's good.
Okay.
Hopefully I get.
My priority is going to be see if John.
We got to show Chase the mute button. I got a little mute button on my mic. Look how quick that is. Look how nice that is.
Yep.
And then clean up driving.
Yeah. So we got a question here. It's apparently a stupid question. Is there a way to capture the kinetic energy to put it back in the batteries of the pickup via momentum of the wheels or the axles while they're in motion?
Yeah, we'll do a little test up on blocks with everything,
Chase,
and then
mute yourself.
It down and then drive tomorrow.
Damn it. Mute.
Very good. Right on.
How do I mute Chase?
Oh, we didn't have his mic on. Mute next time, Chase.
Mute next time. That was awful.
We picked up everything.
Jeez. It was like we couldn't talk. And stupid question: is there a way to capture kinetic energy to put back in the batteries of the pickup and semis via the momentum of the wheels and axles while they're in motion? Yes, it's called regenerative braking. You just click. Oh wait.
Oh, you can you have the ability to.
That was my bad.
You're the host.
You're bad too. You could have done it, but yeah, I dropped the ball on that one. So Chris Moore is asking about basically regenerative braking. Do you see this?
Yes, it is a thing.
Chris Moore. Yes.
Yeah, that's how that works. Like that, every time you slow down, that's one of the main advantage of hybrids is that every time you slow down, you recapture that power and put it back into your batteries.
So. If anyone's watched the Boss Garage video, me and Joel from Royal, we went driving around in the Cybertruck and Hummer, and I hadn't driven an EV at that point, just driving around ours in the shop quickly. But their regenerative braking is wild of how aggressive it is. Like there is settings to it, but man, awesome. it can lock up the brakes. Well,
that's what we did with Topsy. Like Topsy locked up the brakes a few times with regen braking. Like it took us like weeks to get that thing dialed in, and I'm sure it's probably going to take weeks again with this one, but. No, that was that was Conrad coming over. They got all the buttons reprogrammed in the cab, everything done. They've got their little testing done. They want me to hop in the cab in about 10 minutes, do a little quick test with the drive. We got the truck up on blocks right now, so we just spin the wheels freely. They want me to just kind of check it out, see how it feels with their new updates. Then if that goes well, we're going to take the truck out tomorrow and do some driving around the track with the new updates.
Do you think we're going to be driving this weekend too, or wait till Monday?
Yeah, we can drive this weekend.
Good, because I got to get that. I need to get that. We got two GoPros there, or a GoPro and a DJI, so use those.
There'll be more than one or two chances. Like, we can't ship the trucks to that. Oh, I was going to say the company. Forgot this is the live. We can't ship the shelf. We can't ship the truck to the company. We can't ship it because of the national emissions mark. We found out. Like, it is absolutely so stupid. Until you get your national emissions mark, you are not allowed to ship a truck in Canada. I'm going to read you the actual rules here.
So they can't even have it until it's done, even if it's not being used.
Yeah.
I think it's not one that they bought, but you can give one that is a loaner. Is that right?
I don't know. It's probably not visible at all, is it? Anyways, it says in here, no company shall transport within Canada a vehicle, engine, or equipment that does not have a national emissions mark applied to it. We cannot transport. That law says transport.
Jeez. That's kind of weird.
It's weird that you can't even move it around. Like that's ridiculous.
Right? Like at the very I understand it's like, hey, you can't drive it in Canada without a national emissions mark, but you can't even transport it. Like you can't put it onto a low bed and transport it across a provincial border. If it doesn't leave BC, Environment Canada, so that we found out that we could possibly build a truck if it never left BC for it in Nash. So that's a weird one. It's like if it didn't leave BC, we could build and sell a truck. Sorry, under Environment Canada. But they got rid of the regulation that we got Topsy approved in. Because we got Topsy, we went through the BC assigned VIN, which you do all of your safety testing and everything within BC, and it becomes a BC assigned VIN. After we did that, British Columbia got rid of the just last year, or a little while ago, last spring, they got rid of the ability to do that. So you have to go the federal route, and the federal route, you have to go the Environment Canada route. So they yanked up the ability with Topsy because Topsy has a generator, and we were able to get that road legal. But then BC's like, whoa, you can't do that. You have to go federally. You can't have provincial ones thinking.
Chase, Jack, he's that really good photographer that was out here for Investors Day. That was out here last week too. That left right before you guys started the engine.
Yeah.
He just opened the podcast here and he said that if you want, he can come out and film tomorrow. What do you think? It's on the comments. He texted me.
You there.
I feel like this
okay.
could have been a text message.
You're back. Is it your
whatever this question is could just be a text message.
No, it isn't. He's watching the live and he thinks and he commented and he texted me and it's relatable. Do you want Jack to come out and film that tomorrow? Because he's the guy.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
What time should he show up?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna say no because that's bad luck. If he shows up, the truck will definitely not work tomorrow.
Maybe if he just comes out and doesn't tell you.
That's probably the easier solution.
Oh, there he is. There he is. That's Jack. It's Jack CP Madden's his Instagram if you guys want to check it out. And he's got some really cool photography up there.
It's probably out of propane.
This is the worst podcast.
There's been a lot of disruptions, but hey,
yeah,
that's how she goes. And also now if you keep talking to people, you can mute them.
Mechanic ran the forklift out of propane, and I just heard it constantly trying to turn over, and you're like it's really out of propane. Checks fuel gauge, is out of propane.
That's why you're the boss.
That's why I like the office where I can look out the window and see what's going on.
Just yell all day. Should have a drone. You can fly around and follow people. Man,
this is a busy shop. This is why I try and do the podcast in the evening and I won't be as busy in the evening or distraction free. It's been relatively distraction. If we tried to do this during the day, this podcast would be impossible.
I said it was the worst podcast, and Dokes says it's not. So,
thanks, Dokes.
He likes the distractions.
Surprise. Okay. I don't know how much.
It was on the record. There's a forklift out of propane.
Oh, you guys, all you Americans and stuff, see that snow in the mountains there. It's working its way down.
Yep.
It is important to do direction plans.
So WorkSafe came out, and we did pretty good.
Talk about it.
No, not what he was going to talk about.
I mean, I don't care. We're
we got to stay on good terms. So anyway, me and Chase, basically myself, it's going to affect the most. We have to be more professional with our filming. And we have to, So we knew the day was going to come because we're very much renegades and And but we got to be a little. Now we're supposed to have like work plans and stuff and chase this stupid stunting. And
so we are allowed to do stunts for video, but you have to basically do a job safety hazard analysis every time you do a stunt and document what the stunt's going to be, what the safety precautions is, what are the first aid if somebody gets hurt doing the stunt. You can't just.
I should come out more because I'm not employed by Edison, so I can just do the stunt and then leave.
Well, that's the thing too. If you do it on your time off after work, they're like, whatever happens after work hours, you're off the clock, you're not being paid. That is also okay.
Okay.
So like if we do stuff that we're just hanging out, like crane excavator stuff, it's after work, it's things like that for fun. They're like, if you are doing it off the clock for fun on your own property, that's fine. But you can't if it's obvious work things, you got to make sure you're being safe. But we did get an inspection. We only got flagged on 2 things. We didn't have our directions to the shop posted on the wall at the first aid station. Apparently, you're supposed to have directions to your shop from the hot ambulance station so that if somebody gets hurt, you have an easy printout. Even though it's drive to pass the scales, turn right. Like there's 2 turns from the ambulance station to here. We didn't have that on the shop, but that's the only thing we had issue, and we need to form a workplace safety thing. If we hire 3 more employees, we need to have a safety board that consists of 2 employers and 3 employees. Once we hire 3 more, we move to that level. So we got to work on getting that set up. But everything else, we didn't get in. There was nothing else we actually got in trouble for. A few little things that they asked us to fix up of like, hey, a couple things in your videos, make sure people are wearing safety glasses in the background. Overall, they said that they were pretty impressed. So that's for all of the shenanigans we do to get by. We're lucky, but
no, that's pretty good.
It kind of sucks now because like my whole career, like I don't want to see anyone get hurt, but I also I'm like I've worked for places like don't get out of your truck. No, wear a hard hat in your truck, or like. If you set foot on the ground and you don't have whatever PPE on and you can't put it on outside your truck. And so I was kind of like tried to avoid doing that. But now, because I'm the cameraman, if I film someone and they're not being exactly by the book, I can't use my footage. So I have to be the safety Nazi now, which sucks.
Yeah,
but at the same time, right? But
you gotta be enforcing that. I know. When I supervise projects in the winter, I do my reporting. So my daily reports, I can't have guys doing things wrong in the pictures. So yeah, it's always like put your hard hat on or get out of the photo or get your vest on, and then you feel like a jerk because I don't really care. But I don't want anyone to get hurt either. But also, come on.
Right.
Well, I mean, luckily we haven't had any injuries that happened at work. In like me and Eric's 11 years of running a company, we've never had anybody.
Jace, everybody saw the freaking axle land on your arm and you almost break it.
No employees got hurt. We've had no
He's
employees.
Allowed to get hurt. Chase is allowed to get hurt.
Eric had his hand in a cast for like 6 months. Yeah,
we have had no employees that have gotten hurt. Me and Eric have beaten the fuck out of ourselves. That is the key distinction for workplace employee safety. Is that whenever we do dumb things, it is me and Eric doing the dumb things and not our employees.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it that way. The track, how was the track? We talked about the track a bit. Where's Spencer at? Is he banking those corners now? I was kind of zoned out in the beginning.
No, we were talking about that, but with the truck doing testing out on the track, when we go to bank the corners, it's going to be down for like 2 weeks to get all that banking and everything done. Redo everything. So it's like, I kind of want to get a testing done first, and then when we send the truck off to go get rigged up, then he'll do the banking. So he's just working on the straight stretch right now. The straight stretch is looking really, really good.
Nice. I was going to ask you guys more about Ottawa. Like, I know we have the video out on it, but is there anything like that didn't make the video that you guys wanted to talk about or can talk about?
They're all pretty supportive of us.
Yeah, no, I think there's things that definitely didn't make the video that I wanted to make the video that we couldn't film. Like we went to the Transport Canada CMVSS testing facility to go through the testing plan. That would have been really cool to see.
I think probably at Environment Climate Change Canada, because we were kind of leaning towards the government allowing the European standards, but it was kind of explained to us by the guy who writes the law that maybe that's just too big of a stretch. Like we should still push towards it, but there's smaller things.
We talked on that. I think the Euro is still doable. That was that guy not wanting to do the paperwork. He's like, that would be a lot more paperwork for me to do. I'd really prefer if you didn't do that, so I didn't have to do extra paperwork. But it makes sense. He's like, oh, well, the European one has different safety testing or to standards testing. In Canada, we do all of the standard testing with the government. And then in the EU standards, private companies can do their testing and then just submit their testing data. How would we regulate that? If we do it all federally and they do it, would we just adopt their standards? Yes, you would adopt their standards because that's what the rest of the fucking world does. You just literally have to take that registration, that legislation right there, copy, paste like they did with the EPA. Well, the EPA does all the testing at the government facilities and you have to bring it to a government facility. And the EU, they are allowed to bring it to a private facility, do the testing, and they submit the data. And if we did it, we would have two different standards. How do we reconcile that? You approve the fucking way they do it in the rest of the world. That's it. That's all you do. You just say whatever they are doing, we are going to take that and we are going to do it. Because he brought up, he's like, well, there's no private places that do testing. Cool. They're already been tested in Europe. Just take the European testing centers, recognize their data, and submit it. And then take your facility, and then you can maybe double check it or not. And you know what? The free market will decide itself. And somebody like the testing center, like we use for 8s and all that, those testing centers would just test to European standards, and they would get it, and they would submit it. That guy just doesn't want to do the paperwork. That has nothing to do with like, oh, there'd be extra complexities. No, he's just being a lazy fucking government worker.
Man, you're really calling this guy out on the street.
He also told us a couple other things we can do. One of them is asked for them to raise the small vehicle manufacturer. What is it? From 200 to 2,000 trucks, which would be
200 to 1,000. That'd be the nice one. It's like there's a small volume.
That's an easy one
for 200 trucks. You're like the rest of it seems to be 1,000. Like 1,000 seems to be kind of the standard. Like for small volume, 1,000 would let us build 1,000 trucks per year. There is no argument that if you're only building 1,000 vehicles a year, that you're building a very few vehicles in automotive terms. Like just increase that a little bit and then let us use that exemption.
There's one exemption that kind of is only written to 2027, and they're like put pressure to get that extended. That's another easy one. So he gave us two real easy ones to do, and then we'll pursue the European standards.
Yeah. He's muted, so he's talking to someone.
Oh, nice. Good.
I was gonna say, is there anything same question you continued? You're thinking about some things, like anything else that you want to talk about that didn't get hit on?
Let's see. It was cool. We went to the transportation testing facility, like Chase said. I got to watch a crash test. They do crash testing there, but it wasn't like a cool one. Yeah, it wasn't a cool one though. They crash tested a baby in a car seat into a slab that yeeted. Oh, like it's a fake doll, like a crash test doll. But I'm like,
I'm really shocked that they use real babies.
Yeah, it's crazy. They use real babies.
Is Chase's mom and dad missing all that activity and noise at the house? No, they're not, because they live here. They moved.
Yeah,
they live here too.
My parents sold their house.
What?
Yeah, no, they sold their house like a couple months ago. They're now living here full time. So we went from Edison Motors being in our parents' backyard to now my parents are now in our backyard.
Upgrade.
So literally, we started the business in my parents' backyard. We moved here, and my parents were like, "Well, we're selling the house, and we're gonna live in a cabin too."
So did you move everything over? Like you brought the top kick and everything sitting in your yard over here?
Everything is here.
Oh wow! So the wood
and it was like
closer to me.
No, we sold that.
You sold the wood chipper. I wanted the wood chipper.
It was a big stress too, because Chase had to have the yard cleaned out with all of our stuff by like the end of the start of this month or something. Otherwise, it was like they lose,
and it's like
or they lose $20,000.
Yeah, all of the cleanup work, everything, and like just get that done in a short period of time.
That's crazy. So are they in one of the housing you're in right now, or do they have a different situation?
Yeah, they're
Nope,
in
they
a
are.
cabin. They got a cabin.
Oh. Okay, nice.
Oh, other things on the trip that it would have been cool to show off too. So you might have been talking about that testing facility while we were there.
A bit. I just talked about the crash test baby. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, it would have actually been kind of cool to show off some of that, some of the collision, going through all the testing, and the testing is. I don't think we're going to have any problem with the testing. So under CMVSS, we've already passed our air brake system test. So we've gone through the testing on that. We've got approved for all of our lights, all of our structures. We have to do a seatbelt test, which we're just waiting for the cab manufacturer to just build a specific cab for testing for us. And we're just going to use that as a testing one. And then it's the driving tests that are left.
Nice. That's exciting.
I think what was also interesting that I learned there is that the government goes themselves with their own money to dealerships and don't tell people, and they buy a vehicle. And then they bring that vehicle there and just beat the shit out of it and test it and break it. And that's how they do their testing. They're not like, they don't go like, hey, GMC, we're going to test one of your pickups. Can you give us a pickup? Because you give them the best one. Or like Volvo Gate, that happened. And
Dieselgate, that wasn't Volvo.
Oh, VW, Volkswagen, yeah. They tuned all their diesels to pass emissions for the inspections, but they didn't. And it was like, they cost them billions of dollars, didn't it? How much did it do?
I think Volkswagen was in the billions or something. But yeah, no, the government just goes and buys vehicles and then tests them randomly. They're like, they just do compliance check and they're like, we're going to make sure that what you put down is what you put down. And they also told us that, like, if your vehicle's too expensive, we won't buy it. He's like, we don't buy expensive vehicles. Because I asked him, like, where's all your big equipment? He's like, yeah, we don't really buy things like combines or anything that costs like over $500,000. He's like, because I could buy one combine, or I could buy, for the same price, I could buy 20 different cars. And I'm like, we would rather spend the money doing 20 different car testing than like testing one combine.
Yeah.
The Dieselgate cost Volkswagen $35 billion US.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So don't do that. Yeah, they just do random ones. So we got to walk through like this giant freaking huge shop warehouse where they do the test, and then you see all these vehicles are about to test. And you're like, ooh, like good luck. And then you saw cool stuff that like they haven't kind of released yet, and stuff we weren't allowed to film anything in there.
With that, you're saying,
which honestly kind of makes sense, because what's frustrating is like internally frustrating in Environment Canada. It's like we walked in where they're doing all the I'm not sure I should tell this story. I'll tell you after this one.
Okay.
Like we still want Environment Canada in our good graces, but it's one of those things that are like I got to tell you the story after. Sorry, I keep forgetting sometimes that we're doing a live and it's like we're hanging out and talking.
Yeah, you got to be careful. No, it's just, so you're saying with combines, so do they do testing on like farm equipment too? Like, not you're saying that they don't because it's expensive, but like,
yeah, they'll do like small tractors. They had like snowmobiles in there.
Oh, what?
And they sell them to the public after, but like, go ahead.
Yeah, they told us they sell them back to the public, like the ones that they haven't, like not the ones that got crash tested, the ones that are emissions tested and whatnot. And never buy a snowmobile, because part of the snowmobile testing is they run it full throttle, flat out for 3 minutes straight. Just like, I don't know how much snowmobiling you've done, but like that's a good way to blow up. He's like, well, they're designed to do that. I'm like, man, if I go snowmobiling, you just full pin it on a straight stretch for 3 minutes. Like, 95% of the time you'll be okay, but 5% of the time you blew your sled up. And when you're on that way out, your sled's on the way out, that's a good way to finish it off.
Two strokes, that high RPM, that long, they do not love it. Guys, it's not good. It's not good. A dirt bike, I remember guys saying with dirt bikes, like if you want to blow up a dirt bike, take it down the road, 2-stroke, full bore for like a minute and a half, and it's blowing up. Like, too much.
Yeah, and they had cool rooms. Like they had like super hot heat rooms, and they had super cold frozen rooms. And he's like, you go from like 60
these rooms?
Like you could fit
2 cars in it.
A tractor truck.
Yep.
And it goes I think it's like from -60 to +60. And he said like some days they have both the rooms going, and he's like it's really trippy, and he actually kind of feels sick at the end of the day from going to one room to the other room. Like
I
just
bet you would. Yeah, that'd be a lot. It's like living in Manitoba all the time.
And then we got to go out on their test track, and it's like Chase has a good thing. It's like Homer Simpson built this barbecue, and he like is holding up this magazine picture of the barbecue, and then he like puts it down and sees his barbecue, and it's like a fire pit. It's just so shitty, and that's kind of how we felt going there. We're like, yeah, we're building a test track. And then
We build a
like,
test track, and then we go in there and like, yeah, Darren, how much money did you guys spend on this? About $1 billion. You're like, well, our $500,000 test track kind of looks like shit now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked him if anyone's ever died on it.
Yeah, that was a weird question to ask.
Well, people did. Right?
Whoa!
Yeah, like the guy was very uncomfortable.
Are we allowed to talk about this?
People are like ripping this track. You're testing vehicles to see where they fail, and you're doing high speeds. I'm like, someone's got to have crashed. And he's like, well, we do everything to be as safe as possible. And he's like, but. And then I forget the answer, but I think it was a lot of years ago. Maybe there was a couple of deaths, but he didn't really touch on it. He was trying to skip right over that.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't think that's weird. It's a legitimate question. It's like if you go to an Indy track and watch Indy racing, like, hey, has anyone ever died Indy car racing? You're like, well, yeah. I'm like, who? Who did?
Yeah, but like, nobody wants to talk about their coworkers being killed.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I
like that's a morbid question. Like nobody wants to talk about, like, it's just like an unwritten rule. Like somebody gets like deployed from the military, be like, so did anybody you serve with get blown up?
Yeah,
because you just don't ask somebody that because like they're not. You're like, yeah, no, there was some nasty bad accidents. You're like, what happened? Nobody wants to fucking talk about it. You just cause some fucking PTSD for the guy.
Yeah,
it was a weird question.
Did anyone you know die horrifically? Not the best.
I didn't know if he knew him. It's been there for a while.
There's only like 30 employees that work there. They probably that's like Edison.
Like I asked Steve. Oh, man, rest in peace. Okay,
yeah,
well,
one guy, but he kind of fucking sucked.
There's just like a graveyard out back. He never brought donuts.
No, that's how we do things here.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you know we have a graveyard? Like, have you seen the graveyard we have here?
I heard there was a graveyard, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, there's a graveyard at the edge of the test track there.
Nice. We'll just dig some new holes. Ready to go? If there's any new bodies to go in there?
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's pretty morbid too. There's out of 52 graves, there are 18 people under 4 years old.
Oh, wow. We got really dark really quick.
A lot of dead kids.
Yeah.
Sad.
Oh, here, Cody's talking about it. Cody's had 3 flaggers killed in the last 2-3 years. That was good because that's not good. But what was good was when Chase was on when Chase was on the pavement.
Like to read that. You're like, we had 3 flaggers killed. That's good.
Yeah. Fantastic. That's like good numbers.
Three big booms for the guys that got killed. No, what are you doing?
No, Chase was on the asphalt milling machine, and he on the video, and he's like, guys, slow down when you're going by construction. Like, screw off, like slow down because people get killed. And look, Cody works the highway.
Oh, no, it's like it pisses me off when people don't like that. Genuinely fucking pisses me off when people don't slow down for flaggers and people working on the side of the road. Like it takes 30 seconds to just slow the fuck down to save somebody's life. Just slow down. And they're like, well, I won't hate him. Like, I won't hit him. I know where I'm driving. And then you can see you're driving. Like, do you guys not realize that there's fucking rocks and shit being flung off your tires? Like, you see what it looks like when you get a rock chip in the windshield. Like, do you want to take that to the forehead? No. Slow the fuck down. Well, and even if you're a good driver and you know what you're doing, the flaggers and the construction crew don't know. They do not have the ability to tell whether you're a good driver or you're some idiot who's looking at your phone, not paying attention at all because you're watching a fucking TikTok while you're cruising through the construction zone at 40 over the speed limit.
But even
if you're a good
driver, sorry, I was just saying.
I do not hate flaggers. Oh, sorry. Stop going, Jordan. I don't hate flaggers. I hate cyclists. Cyclists is what I hate.
I hate cyclists too. But no, even if you're a good driver and you're watching someone, there's someone right there walking by the construction site with a shovel or something. I better be watching him. And you're paying attention. You're trying to be safe. Well, then you're not paying attention to the other guy walking by. So just slow down. focus, drive straight. I always hated. I've always talked about it in the past when people would go by. I'd have a hammer in hand or measuring tape, whatever I had in hand, and I'd fake throw it at traffic to lock on the brakes with people driving too fast. They stop really quick. You fake throwing a hammer through their windshield, they slow down.
I'll often like flash my lights at people when they're just speeding and I know they're caught there, but I don't do it in construction when I don't do it in school zones. You want to go bombing through that, I hope you get busted.
Who's just said $20?
Do you guys think it would help if Americans petitioned the executive to...
Conrad's here.
Oh, you're out?
I'm gonna... No, not out yet. How do I adjust the thing? I'm just gonna put you on the TV here. Give it... Okay, try that.
Yeah. You guys hear? Or
we can hear you.
Oh, nice.
Can I just read this question quick?
Yeah.
I got echo. Do you guys think it would help if Americans petition the executive to 1, change the EPA to include Euro standards, and 2, give Edison an exemption for the vehicle tariffs? Both would be good.
They're both would be awesome. Like it couldn't hurt.
Yeah. EPA is like dropping a lot of their things. And that's another thing we learned was Canada bases their law off the EPA. But if the EPA changes, Canada will then base the law on a post-dated version. So if the EPA drops diesel emission standards, Canada will keep them, but go back to how they were on a certain day on a certain year, which is, we were oh yeah, America's going to drop the emissions, and then no, Canada's like
Canada's like, no, we're going to stay with the bad idea, the bad plan.
Yeah, right on. Well, look, Conrad's here, so he's just taking a little break on the programming because he hit his finger in the door.
Jam my finger in the big.
You just said there's no workplace incident. No workplace incidents.
That's not a workplace. That's the break room. Doesn't count.
It's 7:30 p.m.
After work hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Only thing you're not allowed to say is what the customer.
Yeah. Preparing undisclosed truck for testing tomorrow. We are working on charging with generator and charger.
Did the new OBC port have any success? Number one, did you find it?
Yes.
The new OBC, so it was an issue with the OBC port?
It is better with it. It still dropped after about 10 minutes.
That's better, but...
Yeah, what's this?
This ice pack.
Oh, thank you. And then otherwise, we will be... I'm going to take a bit of a break now while John is working on the charger. And I'll make everything nice and pretty for you to drive. Whenever you're done here, we can go do a little just wheel spinny thing.
Oh, pretty well ready at any time.
Are you going to bed soon?
No, not anytime.
That's a private question, buddy. Just,
I know, but if it's no time soon, the more time I have, the nicer your experience is.
Take your time.
Instead of holding a button for the Scania, you press a button, it turns on. You press a button, it turns off.
Yeah,
that'll be nice and pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I will be doing that.
Okay.
Boy, keep your fingers out of places that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Stick your finger where you wouldn't stick your penis.
Yeah, that would have been bad. At this, I might just lose a nail. That's not too bad.
That's not the end of the world.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So there's kind of the big updates. We got it up on blocks. We're ready to spin some wheels. We've been putting a lot of button performance. So now things are working more on the buttons, and previously we've been turning on and off a lot of features on the computer itself on the laptop. So the goal is to move everything from laptop, where he has to ride with me in the passenger seat to monitor everything and come up with everything. And now we've got it all on buttons in the cab. Yeah.
Nice.
The only thing we might do is I might sit there to monitor stuff.
Yeah, definitely still need to monitor things.
Yeah. Though we'll be throwing stuff on the screens. Screens are ready, and we're just going to start adding data to them.
Oh, I'm so stoked to see the screens in there so I can actually see it while I'm driving instead of relying on.
It'll be a little bit for now, and then we'll get Daniel.
Yeah,
I just guys, the irony of us talking about no workplace incidents to have a guy on the screen right now holding a bag of ice on his finger is just ridiculous.
It's because I'm like, we have no injury.
Yeah, it's his head. It's okay, buddy. So funny. No injuries. Never an injury at work.
Yeah, that checks out.
Thanks. See you guys.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
Oh, Jordan, I got to show you what I tried.
What did you try?
These are empty.
Oh. Are those Whistling Diesel?
Uh-huh.
That's great.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's the first thing I did when I got here. I was like, where can I buy El Colo? And then I drank 2 cases. And kind of like I'd describe it as like iced tea with lime, maybe, or like a really light Coca-Cola. It's better than I thought it was going to be, and it's like a flavor I haven't had before. So it's pretty good.
Okay,
Good job, Whistling Diesel, on your drink. I'd drink that. I think my wife would like it.
Everyone's doing drinks nowadays. Not saying we should. That's not what I'm saying. But what? No way. Sean Umsheed there. He has a drink. Do you see that?
Really?
Everyone's doing drinks.
Everyone does drinks now. That's
I
crazy.
feel like it's a bad look for a trucking company to have it.
No, it isn't. I think it makes the most sense.
Don't drink and drive. But if you're gonna drink and drive, drink
this. I think it makes the most sense.
Trucking's
for a trucking company.
At the end of the day.
When you're done driving.
Like Jack says, like Edison energy drinks.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
High voltage
electric energy. Edison high voltage energy drinks.
I like
that. Makes more sense. Plus, you can have a boozy version of them too.
We got to bring back original recipe. That's what I did today. I have the day off for meetings. I was supposed to go out with John, but I guess we're doing that tomorrow morning. So instead, I'm also sick, if you can't tell. But so I slept most of the day, and then I went to the Coca-Cola Museum this afternoon. Ooh. That's what you do in Atlanta. You go to the Coca-Cola Museum, and I learned kind of about original recipe. Now they don't really tell you, but they're like, it was named after 2 ingredients. That's how they got Coca and Cola. But yeah, original recipe when they had the booger sugar in the drinks there. Yeah. It was actually really cool. Like I don't drink a lot of pop, and it was pretty, like I have a lot more respect for Coke now after reading about everything, like them supporting the military and like just the crazy stuff they went through. And
creating Santa Claus, not creating him, but like bolstering Santa Claus.
You learn about like when all their slogans came in, when all like the bear came in, and how it went international and how they like marketed it. It was really cool. And then at the end they have tasting of like all the different products across the world, and it's just free. So it's all these fountain machines, and you go around and you're like, oh, what do they have in India? And what do they have in freaking whatever the country? And you just take little sips and stuff. So like
the old pop shops was always like the syrup, and then they put the carbonated water in and mix it up for you. Did they have that there of OG Cola?
Not that you saw like to drink, but they showed you like everything. They had when you made it, and then they made it in a what are those glass science dishes, the doctor that made it, or the scientist that made it, then how he was stirring it with a wooden paddle, and it goes through like the whole story of it. How at one point they say that there were only 2 people that had the recipe, and they could never travel together, and each one of them only had half of the recipe.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait. And the lengths people went to like try and steal it.
Mm-hmm.
You're
like the
are you muted, Chase? Chase is muted still.
I was muted.
What were you saying?
Well, it doesn't make sense if each person like only had half the recipe, and you're like, you can't travel together. Well, even if one person gets into a car accident or something, plane crash, and dies, you would still not be able to make the recipe. They would have to have the full recipe. Thinking. Like that's the backup. You couldn't separate the recipe in half, because if then you double your chances. Like if one of these persons, something happens to them, we're totally screwed.
That's fair. Yeah.
There's got to be a lockbox somewhere where the other half was, and they each had a key.
There was kind of a wall about kind of like rumors. Maybe that was in the rumor section.
Well, I mean,
I heard the thing about not flying together.
The Coca-Cola recipe has been out, and like the Coca-Cola recipe has been very public for a not very public, but they know about it. Like they could test it. There was even the thing where it's like one of the employees from Coca-Cola went to, you hear that story? Went to Pepsi to try and like sell the recipe from Coke. Went to Pepsi and be like, "Here's the recipe," and Pepsi just like reported him to the FBI, and he got charged criminally. And they're like, "No, we don't care. Like, we're not trying to steal Coca-Cola's recipe. Like, we're not going to make Coca-Cola."
Yeah,
like I don't know. I'm gonna have
testing data that you could do it. Like, you can test any material for anything. Like, you would just take it to an assaying lab or like one of those sciencey lab things, where they take it, they could analyze the material in it, and they could recreate it.
Tipsy Topsy, the spiked version of the energy drink.
We're not paying him
Edison's energy drink. Go take that, Jack. You don't get anything.
Yeah, you don't get nothing for these. Stop putting them out there.
I mean, I kind of liked Tipsy Topsy.
I think that's pretty good.
That was good. I think you would like the Coke Museum, Chase. you're a big history buff, and it was actually like, when I go to museums with you, most of the time I'm like sitting down on a bench, but I actually like read most of everything there.
The War Museum was cool. No,
Like you and whatever Kopke,
yeah.
Yeah, you guys had a great time. I thought it was cool,
Oh, man,
but
so good.
I'm not.
And, like that guy is awesome to hang out with. You ever watch the stuff?
Yeah.
Who's
You ever watch that
Is
guy?
it Kopke something
No.
on TikTok and Instagram and stuff? He does like Canadian kind of content, and it's hilarious. He does his marketing well. He sells a ton of merch. He's got a huge following. I think he's got maybe 4 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah, 4 million. Just look at that up.
Yeah, so we hung out with him for a day in Ottawa there. He came and picked us up. Man, that guy, he puts out some videos about like road rage. He's not joking, but I appreciate it. I'm like, man, I could get behind this guy. Like when he did that, I was like, yeah, that's kind of fair. But he was a real cool guy. He was just like, we hung out with him, and he like a lot of influencers, their like followers go to their head. That guy hung out with us just like we've been buddies our whole lives.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100%. That guy is awesome.
Yeah, I've definitely seen him somewhere. Hey, speaking of TikTok people, Chase, did you ever see any more videos or reach out to that truck driver that's like 7 foot tall that I was showing you?
Yeah, I tried reaching out to him, but
He never said nothing. I wanted him to come sit in a truck. I thought that would have been really cool, but that sucks if he didn't reach out. There was this. How tall is he? He's like 7'2" or something, and he drives Kenworth T800s, and he's taking a video, and he's like right by the window petting his dog, but he's standing on the ground, and it's like, man, that's a big boy, like the fitness end even.
That is a big guy. Well, I should probably go down there and do some truck testing here soon. Go see how.
Hey, good luck with that.
Steel and throttle, because that is honestly like, yeah. I'm pretty picky on how I like everything feeling. So I'm hoping this got the right feel to it on this truck. Get the wheels. I want everything to work exactly how I want it off of the buttons. Like having everything to be like. Previously, it's very annoying to have somebody sitting there with a laptop, being able to see all the information on the screen and like turning it into a one-man truck instead of like a truck and a shotgun rider with a laptop. Like you're some Honda Civic kid in a tuner.
Mm-hmm. It's a good life. That Kopke guy, someone just asked, does he use his high-pitched voice in person? That's an interesting question. Was he always doing his high-pitched like talking voice, or is he like not like that?
I feel like he just got his like that's just his voice.
Totally normal.
His voice. Like in the videos, that is his voice all the time.
Yeah, what you see in the TikTok is like he is just
no way.
himself. Like
I don't think it was high pitched at all.
I don't
not
think
high. You know when he goes on his rants, I thought he did. Okay, sorry.
No, he was a true Canadian dude. I love it when he does like his different. He does impressions of different provinces pretty well.
Yeah, those ones are funny. I've seen a lot.
Yeah. Well, any other questions before we take off here from the?
Well, there's a million, but we can't answer all of them. So.
And sorry, I tried to give away memberships, but I cannot figure it out. I think I might have to just do a straight YouTube live without using a streaming platform to be able to do that.
I always get kicked out of having a membership, and it pisses me off. I don't know what it is. Like last time, like it doesn't let me be a member sometimes, and I'm like, I have to like rejoin, and I'm like, but I am a member. Hopefully, I'm the only one who has that issue.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, my credit card can't take the $2.99 charge. Just strapped for cash. Joking. That's terrible.
Okay, well then let's wrap it up with a.
Hey.
Oh,
yeah.
Other couple other things too is that we're hiring a few more mechanics. Got a few more mechanics coming in for job interviews on Friday, Saturday. Trying to grow that a little bit more.
Oh, nice. Any kind of local guys or what?
Nah, like 4 or 5 hours away.
Well, they'll make the.
Who's doing the interviews?
1 week off now, eh? So Everyone in the shop does 7 days on, 7 days off. So you do 7,
That's
12,
a good way to
and
do
then
it
off
for people who
7.
don't want to. For people who don't want to move, like that's a good way to have it done. So
Yeah.
can't really beat that.
I mean, I don't know who wouldn't want to move to Golden.
It is beautiful.
People like that like stores and things.
I mean, there is Amazon here.
You got
Stores are
Amazon.
overrated.
My daughter showed up and she's wearing shoes without. I bought her shoes like last 2 months ago. She shows up wearing them without socks, and my truck smelled so bad. It just stunk like the worst sweaty feet. I'm like, man, we got to go buy you new shoes. We need new shoes. I'm throwing these in garbage. Go to buy new shoes in Golden. No, can't buy new shoes.
Oh,
I'm like,
speaking
man,
of, our new boots came in.
New boot goofing.
ooh,
I ordered a new set of boots, and because Canada Post went on strike, my boots got stuck in the mail. Like I had a boot where like literally like the toe had fallen off. Like I'm wearing them like fucking sandals, like open-toed cowboy boots because I had nothing left to them. But Canada Post went on strike. Like a bunch
That Canada
of
Post strike was messing with me. I had a tire tube on order, and it was like a need that day kind of thing. And they're like, it'll be a day or two, and it was a huge rush. Well, ended up being 2 weeks, so all of a sudden the rush is too late. We had to figure out something else. So then it comes in, and the guy's like, hey, it's finally come in. Like, here you go. And I'm like, I'll get it later. He's like, wasn't this a huge deal? I'm like, it was a huge deal 2 weeks ago. Now what's it matter? Like, I don't even need it anymore.
Oh, man, we had the same thing. Like, I was trying to get the gauges in the M-Con truck before the show. I wanted the front suspension airbags and the gauges on for the show. And I'm like, man, like, I got to get these things. Like, they've been waiting for months. Like, you get them here. Can you get them here? Can you get them here? You're like, yeah, we'll try. We're just waiting. Can you fill it? Like, we got to go through this long-ass order form. Like, just please let me enter a credit card online instead of all these wire transfers. Like, it's a fucking $1,000 in gauges. Just let me enter a credit card and pay for it and go. Anyways, the order process took so long. Like, I was trying to rush everything through. Anyways, we had to take the truck down to the show on Monday, and the gauges showed up here, like, Tuesday. And they're like, well, did you get the gauges in? Did you get the air suspension in? And you're like, I thought it was a big rush. And you're like,
yeah, it was.
Okay,
now it's not anymore.
Now it's not. Now it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't matter.
I hate that. And because then I kind of felt like a jerk, but it was also like, man, like it's too late. Doesn't matter anymore. But
yeah.
Anyway, okay, is that it? That's all? That's it?
That's it.
that's it. All right, guys, let's end this thing. Okay,
Yeah,
until the next time. We're gonna try and do more. Maybe like one a week. We're gonna try for.
Okay, stop. We gotta stop promising that because it never happens. But we are gonna try.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.